Heat Marks, Part 2. At that moment, I was already terrified, and this sent me over the edge. I shrieked and ran out of the garage and into my house. I was able to calm down, though, after the sun started to rise, and I began setting the camera up. I thought I had finally finished, but then I realized I had forgotten to charge it. I plugged it in and groaned at the fact that it would take all day for it to charge, since I had some faulty exposed wires in the basement after a hammering incident. So I sighed and plugged it in, knowing it would take forever to be done. The rest of the day was pretty normal, but I still needed to talk to Franklin. I wanted to say sorry and that there may be some hobo. I tried texting and calling him, but he just wouldn't answer. I began to rationalize it and assume that he was still mad at me. That was until I received a call from his dad saying something that still haunts me to this day. Franklin's dead, kid. It happened this morning. I hung up after that. I learned from some friend that his house had collapsed on top of him and that he had been crushed. Something or the other about the foundations breaking. What was left being covered in teeth marks. The next hour and a half, I just cried. He got on my nerves all the time, but he was still the best friend someone could have. I still don't think I have fully gotten over it. I just stayed in the bathroom until I heard something. It was a banging sound coming from the front door. Then I heard like a loud sound, something similar to a gunshot. I realized that by then the camera had most likely been fully charged. So I clicked on the app for it on my phone and gasped. Just like in the original picture, it was a head with glassy eyes and razor-sharp teeth, held up by bending rods made of its grey flesh. It walked past the camera, its legs moving one by one. I then saw it walk up to the door, across from me, and tear it apart with its nail-like teeth. It jumped into the room and began cutting everything inside it, leaving only shreds of the contents. I was terrified and got up to lock the door to the bathroom I was in. I tried to be as cautious and quiet as possible, but I could not stop the click that emitted from the door as I locked. I checked the camera and saw the creature's head snap around in the direction of the bathroom and began walking towards it. I stared at the closed door in silence. It seemed like forever before anything happened, but then it knocked out the doorknob with its arm, only leaving a hole. It shot its arm through the hole and began ripping the door off its hinges while I stood in terror. It finally tore the door off and threw it past me, shattering it into a million pieces. It leaped onto me with its teeth only inches from my face, pulling me closer to death than I ever have been. The monster then slashed my eye, causing me to scream in pain. I wrestled with it and was able to push it off of me. I dashed downstairs and into the basement. I stumbled around in the darkness until I felt a painful sting. I finally found a flashlight and I tried to figure out what had happened to me. That's when I realized I had bumped into the faulty exposed wire. But when the thing came down the stairs, I knew more pain than a mere shock would come to me. We both stood there, across from each other, staring, waiting. The creature skittered across the floor and jumped towards me, teeth ready to tear, but I jumped out of the way, and the horrible creature landed into the wires and bit down harder than ever before, and it was electrocuted. It screeched in agony, till all that remained was its charred flesh. Burnt corpse fell to the ground and into ash. Nowadays, I have cameras everywhere, fence systems, and almost impenetrable foundations and frames for my house. If you want to be safe too, I suggest you do the same. But the one thing you need more than anything else is to remember, if you see teeth marks, run.